What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at my Mayflower Gen 6 pusher chest rig. I got this about 5 days ago from optactical.com. So far it looks really nice, but obviously I've known it long enough to make a full review video on it yet. So with that said, today's going to be more of a overview / first impressions type video. Before I get into depth in this video, I just want to say that this video is going to be from an airsofter's perspective. And the purpose of use for this chest rig is for airsoft. So if you are a real shooter looking for real advice and stuff like that, you might want to click away. Although I try my best to give you the best advice as possible. Alright, so when you get your chest rig, it's going to come with a few components, as you can see on the table right in front of me. First off, you have two 7.62 inserts. Then you have a medical litter. You have a zipper pocket, which I'll talk about later, and a couple of AK pouches. And then finally, which I already have inside the chest rig, would be the two 5.56 inserts. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about would be the medical litter. I don't know if you would call it a litter, but that's what I'm going to call it. But anyway, inside of it, it will come with nothing, but I put a little Coleman's first aid kit in here, like a camping, boo-boo kit, just for little personal injuries. One thing I forgot to mention about the pouch is that it weighs virtually nothing. Like, you can see how thin it is. It's like if you've ever held like a Tier Tactical wind liner, it's about that kind of thickness and weight. But anyway, I put the litter right inside this pouch here, the far left one, or the viewer's right. Alright, so once it's in there, you have a little handle that you can rip it right out again. I'm not going to do it now because I'm, filming with one hand and it's kind of hard to put back in. But anyway, that fits in there nice and snug. Alright, so the next thing I'd like to cover is the little zipper pocket that comes with the chest rig. Now, if you're familiar with Mayflower chest rigs, and I'm going to cover this in a second, but there's a little map pocket behind all of the pouches that you can fit maps, a handgun, smaller items in here. As you can see, that's my hand. It's not even in there all the way. But this zipper pocket has hook and loop on both sides. So if you were to put this in here like that and have a little pocket, I don't see the point of the zipper, and how are you supposed to access it? Like, if you put this pouch on the inside, you can reach into here and you'll have a little pocket, which is cool, but how are you supposed to open this zipper? It just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm just being a little dense, but another idea I had for the zipper pocket is if you were to remove one of the inserts of the M4 or AK or 308 pouches, if you were to remove the insert and put this in place of it, I could see this being a little bit more usable. Just imagine this little pouch is like embedded in the chest rig for a second. But if you had this in here, you could access the zipper, but you'd lose 2 magazines, which also doesn't make too much sense to me, and I don't see what you'd put in here that would stick out so tall. Now I could just be really dense about the topic, but that just doesn't make any sense to me. One last idea I had for the pouch is if you put it back in the map pouch but had it face up, this one maybe is a little more usable, and you could have a zipper closure for the map pocket, but I still don't see like the point of it, and what kind of objects would be so big that you need like extra room on top. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking a little too hard about this, but I don't know, it just doesn't make too much sense to me. Alright, so now we're going to be getting into the main features of the chest rig. Starting over here, this is the GP pouch. It can hold the medical litter, maybe a PVS-14, other objects that are similar sized. Moving on, we have a couple of smaller pouches. This one you can put some patches on. But anyway, Milson West tourniquet, 7.4 volt battery, which I never use. I only use 11 ones, but that's a different story. I have a Glock mag. Alright, moving into the center pocket, we have my Leatherman, I don't even remember the name of it. It's a Leatherman Wingman. This is a nice little multi-tool that I got recently. This pouch can also hold a flashlight, maybe another pistol mag, maybe a smoke grenade if you're lucky, although it doesn't seem like it's going to be big enough. Alright, so in the next pouch, I keep a dead rag, and that's it. And then finally, we have the radio pouch, which can hold PRC 152s, which I have in here right now, 148s, as well as smaller radios such as Motorola's, Baofangs, and stuff like that. And also, as you can see, it has 3 or 6 little, you know, whatever they're called, but they can hold chem lights, flares, pens, and stuff like that. Alright, so sorry, I had to bring the chest rig inside just because it started to rain outside. But anyway, the chest rig is, I believe, made out of 500 denier Cordura, so that's going to make it lightweight as well as durable. There's really no need to go 1,000 on this because, honestly, 500 gets the job done pretty well. You'll notice that there are little sections of MOLLE on the pouches if you wanted to, I guess, mount little pouches on top of the pouches that are already on here, if that's your thing. As you can see, it's mostly on the side of the pouches. Some over there, and then there's some over here, and here, as well as over here. Also, the shoulder straps, which are, by the way, wider than the previous Mayflower models. These have some MOLLE right here. I don't know if it's MOLLE or just webbing, but there's also hydration routing tubes, which also connect as comms routing. As you can see, that I did that with my antenna just so it's out of the way. Alright, so the cool thing about Mayflower chest rigs and pretty much any other chest rig that has buckles is that you can mount it to a plate carrier. What you'll need is Mayflower Swift clips, which I don't have, but basically they're just little clips that like go into MOLLE, so it would attach here, the female end would attach here, and then you would attach the male end right there. I think that the idea of mounting a chest rig to a plate carrier is pretty innovative, but for me, I don't think I'll be using the feature just because I only use one weapon platform, which would be the M4. But I still think the idea of mounting a chest rig to a plate carrier is really, you know, like I said before, it's a good idea, because if you're running, let's say, on the plate carrier, let's say you're running a 5.56 setup and you need to switch between a 308 setup, all you'd have to do is attach Swift clips to your plate carrier and you'd be all set. The only downside of this chest rig that I see is the width of it. It's a little bit too wide for my likings. I would honestly prefer if it was more so the size of the D3CR, maybe a little wider. The reason I say this is because the radio pouch is practically in your armpit and the GP pouch is also practically in your armpit, so it makes it a little hard to access the two. It also makes it a little awkward when you're mounting to a plate carrier because it's just so wide. As you can see, it kind of dominates the whole front of the plate carrier, and it makes it a little bit hard to attach it. Alright guys, so that's about it. I came to the conclusion that this pouch here is supposed to go like that. I saw it online somewhere, so that's probably the way it goes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something, and as always, thanks for watching.